Welcome to Beyond the Quantum Biopharma Lawsuit, an exclusive video series production of AGORACOM in which we speak to multiple investors who have suffered financial and emotional losses stemming from a $700 million lawsuit filed by Quantum Biopharma, alleging that CIBC World Markets, RBC Dominion Securities, and others engaged in market manipulation in the share price of the biopharmaceutical company that was once valued at nearly $1 billion. In this exclusive series, Quantum Biopharma, which is also previously known as FSD Pharma and traded under the symbol HUGE, Huge, has invited shareholders to come forward to share their personal stories with their fellow investors in order to help build an even stronger case, as well as encourage others to step forward. And today, we're happy to welcome Nick Romaninsky to the series. Nick, welcome to AGORACOM, my friend.
Thank you for having me, George.
Hey, thank you for being here. We know this has been a difficult ordeal for you and other investors, so I want to start off by saying I first applaud you for the courage to share your story with the world. Let's start off on the positive side here. Tell us why you first started investing in the company, whether it's Quantum Biopharma or FSD Pharma back in the day, how optimistic you were feeling, and what your kind of future vision was for your investment.
Right. So I first came across, I started investing with FSD Pharma, I think back in 2021. This was back when COVID was taking off, and I believe they were studying their drug FSD 201, which, to my understanding, was an anti-inflammatory treatment that could potentially treat or help with COVID-like symptoms.
Right.
As vaccines were being rushed to being developed, they were coming in, with their treatment plan. Um, so I was very interested in that. Unfortunately, it did not work out. But then there was a change into a different direction the company wanted to go in, which is when they posted the video of a paralyzed rat, looked like a lab rat, that then began to walk again, which I've never seen anything like this before. So it was a new approach, a new science that they were attempting to reverse symptoms of multiple sclerosis. Now, I have a background in personal training. I've done it for 7, 8 years. I've had multiple clients who've been affected by MS, whether it's their parents, siblings. I ultimately could see what this disease could do. And to see a company that potentially could reverse, if not cure, this disease, think about, investing. You want to jump on something that's innovative, never been done before. And right there and then, I was like, I have to jump on board as soon as possible, because this could be, groundbreaking medicine that the world has never seen before.
So did you at some point start feeling confused, maybe a little perplexed about, despite the fact that the company was advancing on the business side, the stock price just kind of kept falling?
Right. So that's what was really throwing me off, because with such promise within this company, with the medical advances that they are potentially creating, over the months, the years, the stock just kept going down and down. Now, to me personally, I thought I was trying to take advantage. This was my opportunity to buy more. Like, I wanted to buy as much as I possibly could, for when potentially, if when it does arise, 5, 7, 10 years from now. Um, this could be a great beneficial thing for my life, a future family's life. But unfortunately, that was not the case. And here we are now, with my financial setbacks that have now taken hold.
And let's get to that difficult part. If you don't mind sharing, you can be as specific as you want, or you can ballpark it any way you feel comfortable. How much of your investment did you lose during what we call the relevant period? Was in January 1, 2020 to August 15, 2024. Ballpark or
Uh,
specifics, whatever you feel comfortable with.
I was going through my Robinhood account, from the time I started invested to current date, right after the reverse split happened, now Quantum Biopharma. I've lost approximately 95% of my portfolio from FSD pharma stocks, which I think is close to about 19 to $20,000 in total.
Yeah, and no one likes to see that. And this may be the even harder part, but if you don't mind, share with us the personal toll this took on you or your finances, or maybe your confidence in the markets? What kind of personal toll did this do on you?
Right. So I mean, for me, the whole idea of investing, it's like they told you growing up, save your money, invest your money. It's not a like a get rich quick, it's quick thing. It's just ultimately for me to get rid of personal debt, maybe, be able to start and buy my own home and things like that. And then, advance with other investments later down the road. So unfortunately, my girlfriend of 2.5 years, who I brought out to Reading with me, we bought a condo together to pursue another investment. But unfortunately, with all this thing happening with the complete stock crash of FSD Pharma, I was unable to uphold my end of the bargain of our second investment. So unfortunately, due to finances, we have recently split up, which I cannot fault her for. So she's moving back home to figure her life out, leaving me behind. Our condo is up for sale as we speak. I think it closes on the 15th. So I'm pretty much living in my friend's basement at the moment. Looking for
Sorry to hear
another.
that, Nick.
But other than the finances, pretty much I lost my best friend. This was, a girl that I was planning to marry, have a family with, but because of financial differences, I wasn't able to support her the way that I dreamed of. So we are effectively going our separate ways. And now I'm just pretty much, hanging on by a thread, with current inflation rates. I don't have enough, in my savings account to, put a down payment on a house. I now have to rent again, which rent is now through the roof. So I'm scraping by as much as I can to support myself now, as of now, a new single male. So it's very difficult these days. But yeah, so
And
effectively, I lost my best friend, lost my condo, and pretty much all I have to my name is now my car, my TV, and my couch. That's pretty
Nick,
all I
thank you
have.
for sharing that, because I know it takes a lot of courage to share that, but it also tells me how passionate you are about speaking out about this. And now I want to switch gears and ask you, maybe you didn't know it at the time, or what was your reaction when finally you saw the allegations in the lawsuit filed by Quantum Biopharma against the banks and others? I mean, had you had an idea before that it might be stock manipulation? And if not, or whether you did, what was your reaction when you read the press release about the lawsuit?
So I kind of like always in the back of my mind, I knew something had to be going on because like to me it didn't make sense. With a company with as much promise as FSD Pharma now, Biopharma, is as much like that they have like medically or whatever they're studying, how like what they can bring to the world, for their stock price to go from what it was to keep trickling down. And it's like to me, it didn't make sense. Something had to be going on. So when I saw that first press release, it was like the first instant was like I knew it. And reading into it is that they ultimately found something that was negatively affecting them. So I tried to do my own research into the Security Stock Exchange Act, which ultimately it is hard to prove, but with the law firms that they have now partnered with them, that they believe they do have something physically they can grasp and go after these big major corporations for. It's more like a breath of fresh air, because if someone like me, someone small, trying to go for assistance, unless I have 15, $20,000 in my pocket, no one's going to be willing to hear my story to talk about it.
No.
So it's great to see that a company has the resources that can actually turn the tables and go after these people who are pretty much criminally unjust, stealing money from those who pretty much give all that they have to make something work for their own benefit. Um, and then, potentially, destroying anything that this company um, will create down the line, putting them in financial struggle as well.
Nick, I want to thank you so much for sharing your story. And the good news is, given the fact that Zishan and the team are now fighting for you and all the shareholders, I'm really hoping to have you back one day to discuss a successful outcome of this lawsuit and maybe a resumption of your dreams, your hopes, and your aspirations, and they get back on track for you.
And I wish the company all the best. Like I said, I do not fault FSD Pharma or Quantum Bio for any of these happenings. I just wish them success, and I do see big things in their future. The way that they are progressing.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
The information discussed in this interview pertains to allegations that have been made in a legal filing. These allegations have not been proven in court, and all parties are presumed innocent until proven otherwise. This content is for informational purposes only and does not constitute legal or investment advice.
Smash that like button, drop us a comment, and share it to fire up that engagement algo so other investors can discover this company.